What's up, guys? So we are currently 16 days out, and honestly, after making I don't even know how many videos I've made by now, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not that many. But I feel like I've kind of ran out of things to say. Oh yeah, here's me measuring the height because I think I have to tell the people at the meet the measurements. So I got the rack measurements for squats and bench. So yeah, I think I have to do that. So I know that now. This one, I think the squat height was 51 and a half or something. And then, yeah. Anyways, I did 2 scoops of pre-workout today. Never done that before. And, yeah, it wasn't watered down enough, let's just say. Gorilla Mine tastes great. Don't get me wrong. But 2 scoops, you can see how pink it is, bro. It was very strong. So I had to water it down. Yeah. And that helped. So that's besides the point. I feel like the caffeine actually really did help me though, because today I felt really good. So I might just have to start doing that more often and become a caffeine addict. I don't know. I don't know how that's gonna work well, but maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, I feel like after today, obviously yesterday I was a little bit disappointed because I failed a top set. But today I felt pretty good, honestly. I feel like my squats feel better, but obviously they feel I feel like I'm significantly stronger on squats. I'll say by far, but I think all in all, my form is still not that great. So obviously I can't really do that much to try and change it before the meet because, well, the meet's 16 days away. So my goal is, honestly, with this meet, I feel like I'm putting a lot of pressure on it, obviously because it's my first meet and I've never done one before, so I'm obviously kind of nervous about it. But I'm more or less nervous just because I've put so much pressure on it, and I've never, it's been like a life goal of mine. Like, doing a powerlifting meet has been, obviously I didn't know about powerlifting all my life, but once I did know about it, which was probably about 3 or 4 years ago when I first found out about it, it was actually a really big goal of mine to do that. And I'm actually going through with it. And it's kind of like, obviously, it's not registered in my brain that much, but it's slowly getting more and more apparent to me that I'm actually going to do one. So I guess I'm getting a little bit more nervous just because, there's nothing to really be nervous about because I don't really care. I obviously care how much I lift, but it's not like I'm trying to compete against anyone. It's not like I'm trying to break any records or it's just my first meet. It's just for me to get used to how a meet works. I just think obviously I haven't done one ever, so it just feels like a big deal to me. But my only competition is myself. So, and if we're going off of that standard, I've already won because I started this whole thing, I want to say middle, second, maybe first or second week of September, I started training. So it's been about 2 months now, a little over 2 months, probably 2 months and 5 days. And I put 30 to 40 pounds on my bench. I've put, you could say 100 pounds on my squat because when I first started without any knee wraps or belt or anything, the most I could squat was 255. And here, obviously I'm warming up still, but you'll see my top set's 330. And here's my shout out to my dad for getting the chalk on my back. I've never actually done that. Should have chalked my head too, but not optimal. I guess it might be optimal. I just wouldn't know. But yeah, so shout out to dad for that. I've never actually chalked my back before, but I need to get used to it for the meet. And also next week, my dad will probably be helping me with the commands because I need to get used to that. And I'll be lifting in a singlet all of next week. So I still need to figure out what I have a rough idea of what I'm going to do. I know my volume and I know my weights. I just don't know how I'm going to actually structure it as far as which days I'll be doing different lifts. So I still need to look at that and finalize that. But besides that, everything looks pretty good. Anyways, like I was saying earlier, I put like 40 pounds on my bench. I put arguably 100 pounds on my squat. I mean, obviously the knee wraps and belt help a lot, but I still put like, if I were to like raw squat, I feel like I could definitely get 315, which is like an insane thing to think. So that's pretty cool. And also my deadlift, I actually kind of like deadlifting now, and that is already a win because I used to hate deadlifting. That's actually the reason why I didn't end up signing for a powerlifting meet for the past couple years. Is because when I first hit 225, that was like obviously like every gym goer's life goal, I guess, or gym goal is hit 225 bench. And so once I hit that, I was like, you know what, I want to actually try powerlifting now because I feel like I'm making progress, and so I started squatting more, I started benching more, I started deadlifting, and I didn't have good form, and I just pushed myself too far, and I ended up messing up my back. I tweaked my lower back, and after that I was like, you know what, I don't think powerlifting's for me. I don't want to do this. It's kind of, it just I just rejected it. So I dwelled on that, sorry, for about a year and a half or two, up until, well, this summer really, and I started thinking more and more about it, and I just committed to it. And then I started actually trying to develop my deadlift, and the best way for that, like if you guys are struggling, was getting off the ground, because that was a big part of my issue, because I have such short arms, such short legs. So the big thing for me was doing deficit deadlifts, because that really built my core, really built my stability and the bottom power. So yeah, and then my deadlift actually started to be comparable to my squat. So yeah, so I'm really happy with where I am, no matter how I do on meet day. But overall, I feel really good. Today, obviously, I felt really good compared to yesterday. I feel like part of it's the fact that I took 2 scoops instead of 1 scoop. But I did finish my base pre-workout, the base Gorilla Mind. So I'll be starting the new formula next week. And on top of that, my bar is supposed to come in tomorrow. So I'll be able to use that on peak week and all the other stuff I ordered. So that is pretty awesome. I'm very excited about that. I don't know. I've just been kind of thinking about my bench lately. I've been kind of worried because I don't know how much I'm actually going to bench on meet day, since I'm not, like, I'm used to kind of like pause benching like you would do with the cues, but I'm still not 100% sure I'll be like at what I think I will be. But yeah, honestly, it's just kind of crazy to think about it, because I'm so, like, as humans, we adjust so quickly to, like, we adapt so quickly to our environment. So usually you can make crazy progress and you'll notice it, but like you don't actually like really, really, really notice it, because I mean, it's gradually, like for me, it was over the course of 2 months. And dude, if I were to tell myself, like, my prediction was 260 bench, but that was like a dream. Like, that was like, I put that up there because it was like, I didn't think I'd actually reach it and try to get close to it. My real goal was to just get over 250. And I hit 250 on Halloween. I was like, what the heck, dude? So I guess it just tells you that if you really dedicate yourself to something, it definitely is possible. I didn't think I'd ever be able to deadlift like 315. At least like for within like, I don't know, a couple months. Like, I didn't think it was actually really going to be possible. Like, when I was setting my goals for deadlift, I just said over 315. That was my goal. And it's kind of crazy. I think I did it for 3 today. So, bro, this whole video is just me bragging. But obviously, I feel like, I don't think that, obviously a lot of people care about the gym, and it's a big deal to them because it's kind of like therapeutic. It's a big part of their life, and it makes them feel good. But for me, I just feel like it's more than that. I don't want to get like cheesy or, corny or anything like that, but I feel like the gym was the gateway into basically everything that improved about my life, because I was going through, before the gym, I was going through pretty hard times. And even when I started lifting, it was probably one of the most like formative, but also stressful times of my life. But the gym is really what grounded me, and the gym, along with, because you can lift, but for the wrong intentions. Like originally, I started lifting just for looks and stuff. But eventually, once I started to think of it more as a mental thing, I think my life like definitely changed. And I feel like over the course of these past 2 weeks, obviously now we're getting closer to the meet, and I'm actually doing it now because a lot of the time, most of the time, I wasn't actually thinking I was going to do it. Now I'm actually doing it, and it's actually setting in. I don't know. I'm just getting kind of emotional about it because I know it doesn't seem like a huge deal, like to you probably watching, because well, I'm just some random guy on YouTube talking, and but to me, this is like probably one of the biggest things and accomplishments I've ever wanted to do in my life. So, yeah, it's pretty awesome, and I cannot wait for next week, peak week. We'll see where we are from there. And this is just the beginning. I think I see a future lifting for probably the rest of my life. And I think it's one of the greatest things that's ever happened to me. All thanks to God. So, thank you so much for guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Love you. See you on the next one. Goodbye.